childhood because it really deals with teenagers and the teenage brain. And believe me, if you have teenagers at home, you need to read this book, especially that chapter. But the myths of child rearing and the myths of what's going on. Another fascinating chapter in there is the one on race and teaching prejudice.
Yes, I do remember reading that and making a note on it. And was there a particular point that you wanted to bring up?
Yes, actually, again, some of the things that are in the book seem counterintuitive, just like my walking and reading example. It seems counterintuitive. Well, of course I can teach them to read sooner, and that would be good, but it's not good. But anyways, so the point in the race chapter is they found that if you do not specifically talk about racism and cultural differences and how it's wrong to stereotype, children learn those values and do it. So ignoring it makes them stronger in the area of being a racist and an elitist. But when you bring it out in the open and talk about it, and so this is the problem. How many parents are comfortable talking with their children, or, I hate to even admit this, but some parents may harbor some of these negative feelings themselves. And so maybe they know enough to think, well, if I don't talk about it at all, then they'll learn the good things, or vice versa, whatever. But again, what they showed, and again, all backed by research, that you have to talk about it and bring it out in the open, and then children understand and accept different cultures and races.
We're going to move on in a second, but I just wanted to comment to people that this is really a phenomenal book, and it should be a must-read for every parent.
Right.
And what I also liked, and I was just noticing, because it's been a little while since I picked it up, is that there's a wonderful resource list. If there's something that you particularly liked, there's more places that you can go, and they're going to be...
let me just say that Ashley Merryman, for sure, is going to be the keynote speaker at our banquet on Thursday night from 6 to 9 p.m. at the Omni Hotel.
Oh, that's wonderful.
So people will want to come and see her.
And if people want to get tickets, they can contact the Gesell Institute.
Or go online,
And or if they forget that, you can, my contact information will be at the end, but there's ways they can get to this.
Absolutely. And we want the whole community to come out and, hear Ashley speak and if you will, celebrate with us the 60th anniversary and grow with us. The notion that, we're doing good things for children, and we want, the community to be involved in it.
Now, when you mention it's the 60th anniversary and children, you've had children throughout the years. Are there alumni of the
Thank you for asking that. What we're trying to do as part of this 60th celebration is to identify people that either came to Gesell Institute when it was a clinic, or perhaps attended the Gesell Nursery School, which was in operation from, I think, about 1951 to 1979. So there's a lot of people in our community here that attended the preschool. In fact, a very famous graduate or alumni of the nursery school is Linda Greenhouse, who used to be the New York Times reporter for the Supreme Court. And she left that job. She's back now at Yale, but she's one of our most famous alumni. There's others, of course, around town. And I'm always surprised at how many people mention, I either came to the clinic or I went to the school. But my best story is our neighbor. Our neighbor is, can I say her name?
Sure.
Anna Deming. And Anna was talking to my husband one day, and she said, and Joe mentioned that I worked at Gesell. She goes, "Oh, I remember." She's like 80 years old. I forgot to tell you that part. She's like 80 years old, and she goes, "Oh, I remember Gesell Institute and going down there and playing with the blocks and the incomplete man." Well, all of that is part of our original research study. And if you think about the ages that Anna would have been, like when she was, 2, 3, 4, 5, or whatever. It would have been when Gesell was actually collecting data. So we'd like to identify some of those people too. I met another woman recently whose uncle, I think she said it was, is and was a famous lawyer in this area. I forget the name right now. He's retired in Florida, again, about the same age group, 80. And she says that to this day, he credits Dr. Gesell with teaching him how to read. So, I mean,
That's
there's
huge.
people out
That's
there with these
huge.
wonderful stories.
Yes.
And that's what we want to do. We want to collect all the stories. And again, I'm feeling like as the years go by, you know, some of these wonderful stories are going to get lost if we don't collect them right now.
Yes,
So,
absolutely. And there's stories that other people will be interested in reading.
Yes,
Absolutely. Now, I understand you're going to have some really significant speakers. What's another person that's going to be speaking?
Well, we just found out yesterday that Dr. Jacqueline Jones from the Department of Education, Undersecretary to Arnie Duncan, is going to be one of our keynoters, Undersecretary for Early Learning. And so this is going to be fabulous to have her there. Now, the Obama administration and Arnie Duncan as well, they are very much proponents of quality early childhood.
Absolutely.
So again, having Jackie as one of our speakers.
When is she speaking?
On Friday afternoon, October 15th.
Okay, so we're having the authors speak Thursday night at the dinner, and then, so Thursday night, the way this is working, the schedule is Thursday night, there's a kickoff dinner, there's programs and workshops all day Friday.
Right.
And is there anything on Saturday?
No, but let me just say this, that you don't have to go to both. You know, and I know that a lot of people want to just come to the banquet and the celebration, which is great. And then there's a group that's only going to want to, you know, be the more academic, you know, and go to the conference. And then there will be a group that will do both.
Right.
So, you know, there's both kinds of options. And again, it's all online, you know, to register and get your ticket. But let me tell you about a couple of the other people, because some of the others are just amazing. Well, first, let me say that Yale, you know, we're lucky right here in our own backyard that we have some very, very famous early childhood people. I mean, Ed Ziegler, the founder of Head Start.
Yes, I know.
I mean, it's just amazing. Actually, I should share that his office is right next to mine, so I feel honored every time I pass him in the hallway.
Yes.
But he'll be with us. And then Walter Gilliam is kind of a younger mover and shaker and researcher. He's the one that just recently conducted the preschool study of children in public programs and found that the expulsion rate for 4-year-olds is greater than K-12 altogether. So why are we expelling these 4-year-old children from classrooms?
I didn't know you could expel a
Well, you can, and one of the reasons it's easier to expel preschoolers is that they're not in the school system, and so they can, you know, if I'm a private owner of a child care or, you know, a church preschool or whatever, if that child doesn't meet my, you know, rules, I can just kick them out.
They're discipline issues.
Well, this is my whole thing with, again, it goes back to Gesell. We're expecting these 4-year-olds to act in ways that are inappropriate. You know, a 4-year-old sitting at a desk for 45 minutes or...
It's not going to happen.
No, it's not going to happen. And then if they don't do it, then they get kicked out of the classroom. So again, that is part of what this conference is all about, is understanding child development, understanding that each age and stage of development, there's things that you can expect and things you can't expect. And we need to be designing our programs to meet the needs of all these children. And you know, again, it's funny because some girls will come in and they're compliant, you know, and they do everything you say, and then another child, you know, a lot of times it is a boy just because that's the way.
That's the way boys are.
That's the way, you know, and then you think something's wrong with that boy, and there's not. They're just normal children. Every child's different.
Parents can go back to your first example about learning to walk. We only have a couple of minutes left, and I wanted to mention, why would people know the name Brazelton?
Oh, I should have started with him. Barry Brazelton also is going to be one of our speakers. And Barry is, well, a lot of people, well, let me say it like this. He's very well known for the books he's written, but I love to tell this story. Barry Brazelton's teacher was Benjamin Spock, and everybody knows Benjamin Spock,
I didn't know
baby
that.
doctor.
Yes.
Benjamin Spock's teacher was Arnold Gesell. So we've got like all the generations here coming.
Yes, yes.
And Barry is just so wonderful. He's been on every talk show, across the country. He's so charismatic, and still at age 92 gives a dynamite keynote address. So he's going to be first thing on Friday morning. And again, just wonderful, wonderful people at the conference. Another really good one is Joan Allman from Alliance for Childhood will be the keynoter at the luncheon. Lynn Kagan we have.
Bob MD?
MD, he's another very famous infant psychiatrist is his field of expertise, but looking at cultural differences with children from the University of Denver. Yeah,
and of course we're going to have Representative Rosa DeLauro.
Oh, yes, yes.
And Dr. Ziegler is also coming.
Yes,
he is going to be there.
Yes.
I'm looking down at some of the names that I have
And Tina
on here.
Manarino from the public schools, so that will be New Haven
wonderful.
Public Schools. She'll be there. Carla Horowitz, she's also a local person. So we've got a good mix of national, international, and local, and we're all on the same topic together. I mean, not one person did I call and ask them to be part of this conference turn me down.
Wow, that's
I mean,
fantastic.
everybody, from just the last ones that I've added, over the last, couple weeks here, everyone is concerned. In fact, the Alliance for Childhood wrote an article called Crisis in the Kindergarten. We have a crisis and we need to address it. So our conference hopefully will make a difference in leadership in early childhood education.
I'm sure it will.
And that's what it's designed to do.
Our time is up. It
goes
just
by so
is.
fast.
I know. Who knew? It would be
Yes.
so much fun. But if you have any additional questions, you can always contact me at jmdteach@comcast.net or www.classroomconnections365.com. And in this particular case, you can always Google Gesell on the internet, and you'd have more direct access to the information and signing up for the conference. And we hope we see everybody there. And you can go up to Marcy and ask for her autograph because you've seen her on TV.
Well, thank you so much for having me.
Thank you. It's been a joy as always.
Yes, very
Thank
nice.
you.
Thank you.